Nations. When I was an MP, I presented a document to the United Nations General Assembly and its president called The Decolonization of the USSR. This was in 1978, the 23rd of November, 12 years before the Soviet Union was dissolved. And so this sort of created a reaction that obviously my ethnicity was involved, that I was Secretary General of the Ukrainian World Congress, I worked the Belarusian World Congress, Estonian, Latvian, Lithuanian, and for 2 years we worked on this document. And it went to the 4th Committee of the United Nations on Decolonization, because at that time they were decolonizing Africa and Asia from the French and British Empire. And so this committee was very strong, and the committee had a resolution that any NGO outside of the country in question can make presentations and make submissions to the committee. I got a hold of that and we worked on it. And so as an MP, I had the support of all three parties, the NDP, Liberal and Conservative, to go to the United Nations. I presented this to the President of the United Nations General Assembly. I sat in the United Nations with the Canadian delegation. The Soviets were furious. I mean, 128 members with this 88-page document that the Soviet Union, is an imperial structure with these 15 republics, indeed colonies. And so they wrote an article that I am a war criminal. They should have checked that I was 5 years old when the war ended, so that I could not have been a war criminal. But you lie the way you do doping and other things. That's the standard KGB, and I lost because of that. And following that incident, when I lost, Joe Clark came in at the time. They had a reception for Joe Clark for the Conservative victory, and those who lost were invited to the reception as well in Ottawa. And I was approached by three gentlemen, representative of Novosti, Izvestia, and Pravda. These three journalists came. We understand, Monsieur Yuri Shymko, we are telling you, guys like you, who are enemies of the Soviet Union, who spread hatred and so on, will never be in politics. That's why you lost. And I said, I shall return, I will be back. When I told Diefenbaker that story, he said, why didn't you just, you had a glass of wine or champagne, why don't you just throw that in their face? I said, look, it wasn't the appropriate.